Hey, Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning truth, 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet service scattered abroad the four corners of the earth, and shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children, shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be building off of this situation where you just had an earthquake occurred in New York City. And I believe they said it touched all the way to New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. As you can see, it says New Jersey damage watch New York City, right? You had an earthquake that occurred, you see, and all of these are the signs of the times, man. You see, we're in that season and time, you know, where Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is ultimately allowing a lot of these events to take place because these are part of those tokens, which he gave unto his disciples, you know, which later on became apostles, you know, telling them, you know, ultimately leading up to the time of his second return, what will be occurring in the earth. And that's how we know we're living in the time of judgment. All of these things that are taking place are the signs of the times, man. You see? So I'm actually grabbing this precept. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famines and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places, you see. And when you go into that word diverse, it goes into places all over, you see, and normally in places where you wouldn't expect these types of things to occur. You see, you got earthquakes happening in places where you never heard of earthquakes ever taking place in. You see, you just had an earthquake that occurred over there off the peninsula over there in Russia, you know, off of the coast of over there, you know, not too long ago, it was like a 8.8. So, I mean, the Lord is speaking, you know, in these times and seasons through these things that he's allowing to occur, you know, these different types of events, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquakes, right? And great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. So as I said before, that just further indicated that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is ultimately, you know, visiting this earth. This earth is in the state of, you know, getting ready to be judged. Because as I left off at in Matthew 24 and 7, right? I'm going to read verse 8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows, man. You see? So everything in which it is we see ultimately occurring, you know, these things are going to get worse, man. You see, as it tells you in 2nd Esdras 14, right? And I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, for yet greater evils, right? Evils meaning bad times, than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter, right? Verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weakened through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them, talking about the people that dwell therein. And that's what's going to continue to happen, man, because we're in a time and season of judgment. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is ultimately going to continue to allow, you know, these evils to increase, you know, to allow things like this, earthquakes, storms, you know, pestilences, diseases, all type of different other things to manifest, man, because we're in that time and season. You see? So I'm actually getting to this video that I got from this guy, you know. We're just going to listen to a little bit of it just to see, you know, basically what's taking place. But yeah, you had an earthquake that hit New York City, right? And all of these are the signs, you know, the tokens, right? Fair use on 1976 Copyright Act, you know, not getting paid for this video. It's only for educational purposes only. Fair use.
Juan joining us in the backyard again for a look at our full forecast. Jeremy, it's been a while since I've been outside. What's the temperature like out there?
I think you'll need a shawl on your way out to the car.
That cool.
Yeah, and I think on your way into your house in the Poconos, you're going to need maybe a light sweater to go inside. Temperatures are going to drop into the 40s again, I think, easily in our mountainous elevations like Lopez and into the Poconos, the Endless Mountains up in the northern tier. You'll all be in the 40s, the rest of us in the low 50s tonight. But I have to talk a little bit about what's going on just outside of our area in New York City. You might be seeing it all over social media after that huge earthquake off the coast of Russia earlier this week, 8.8. There was a magnitude 3.0 earthquake reported in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. That's 10 miles north of New York City. There was a loud boom reported in New York City, and many residents in New Jersey reported shaking. It happened at 10:18 p.m., so just about an hour ago. It didn't cause any damage, no injuries, no people hurt, but nonetheless, it was felt there in New York City. Had to let you know that that happened. Maybe you have some friends and family members who live in New York. Ask them if they felt it or heard it, because it did happen just an hour ago. Now, here in our area, we didn't feel any of the shaking or the loudness of the earthquake, but we certainly spent our time
All right. Well, that's
right? And you basically got a gist of what it is they said in the video, you know. So basically, yeah, earthquake took place. You know, it wasn't a high scale earthquake, but it was still an earthquake. You know, it's still the Lord, you know, trembling this earth, man, you know, allowing his presence to be known, knowing that, hey, we're in the time and seasons of judgment, you see, because that's what all of these things indicate, you see. But the only people that are going to be able to ultimately to pick up on these signs are the Lord's elect, man. You see, those that understand the times and seasons that we're living in, as it tells you in this precept. I'm going to grab 2nd Esdras chapter 9, and I'm going to read on down. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, right? And how do you measure the time diligently, right? You ultimately look at what the prophecies say, right? Earthquakes in diverse places, nation against nation, etc., right? These wars and rumors of wars, right? And we ultimately apply with what we see happening in the earth, you know? So we take the prophecies and look at what's happening in the earth and we align the two together. You know, that allows us to be able to measure the time, to know where we're at in prophecy, right? Verse 2. Then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time we're in the highest, right? We'll begin to visit the world which he made, right? And when you go into that word visit, right, it ultimately means to, you know, to judge, right? Because we're in a time and season where the Lord is about to judge this earth, which he made, right? Verse 3, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes, right, and uproars of the people in the world, and you got all of these things taking place, right? Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, you see? Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, you see? And ultimately, that word manifest means to reveal. So the end is revealing itself through all of these different prophetic signs that we're seeing happening in the earth, you know, and we're coming to the end of Esau. You see, the so-called white man, this rulership that he has, him being in power, ruling the earth and wickedness. That's what's coming to an end, you see, and we're watching it happen before our eyes, man. You see, through all of these various different you know, things that are occurring and happening in the earth that the Lord is allowing to manifest in these times, man. You see, and like I said before, it's only going to get worse. These are only the beginning of greater evils that are to come, man. You see, the Lord is really about to shake this earth, man. You see, we're getting ready to come into a time like no other, right? And it's no coincidence that the Lord is allowing all of these evils to plague this place, America, man. You see, because this is the focal point of the Lord's judgment. Right, and I'm actually go there real quick, right? Bear with me. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. All right, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. It says verse. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It said, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. Right, those plagues represents these earthquakes as well, man. You see all of these different storms, everything that's ultimately, you know, coming upon this place, America. You see all of the jobs that are being closed down, people struggling, stressing. You know, those are plagues, man, from Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. You see, it says the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man, right? And this is the reason why the Lord is bringing these times. Verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, right? So that's ultimately why Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is allowing these evils to amplify here in this world, man. You see, because ultimately we're living in a time of judgment. You see, because of the wickedness that's ultimately going on in this sick man's queendom, man. You see, this devil is ruling the earth and he got everything out of whack. And the Lord is giving this man's time, you know, is basically running out for him, you know. So, hey, we're living in a time and season of judgment. And that just was going to be taking place, you know, in the coming future, day in and day out, every day that passes, we're going to get, you know, more events and things like this happening, you know. And it's all coming from the Lord, man. You see, at the end of the day, he's the one that's doing these things. He's allowing these things to occur in the earth. You see. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Like I said, just a little quick update video on things that are taking place, you know. So with that being said, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.